All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Podcast. Now, for some baseball fans, they'll tell you that Shohei Ohtani is currently the best player in baseball, while there are others that might want to rock with New York Yankees outfielder Aaron Judge. But honestly, either way, a person would not be wrong, as Otani and Judge are each phenomenal players, in my opinion. And in the case of Judge, we just saw him take home his second American League MVP award last year. And here at about the quarter point of this MLB season, Judge is in the catbird seat to once again be the AL MVP. Now, so far this season, Aaron Judge is batting north of 400 with 15 home runs and 41 runs batted in. And that 15th home run came today as it was a game winner in the top of the eighth for the Yankees in their victory over the Seattle Mariners. And you look at the pace that Judge is on right now, and if he were to maintain this pace, he'd be the first player since Miguel Cabrera more than a decade ago to win the Triple Crown, because Judge is clearly, excuse me, leading the American League and all of baseball for that matter in batting average. He's also leading the AL in home runs and runs batted in. And right now, you look at the play of Aaron Judge. He's healthy, he's on a mission, and he is locked in at the plate. I mean, you look at the last couple of seasons for Judge, and I mean, you go back to his first MVP season back in 2022. He hit 311 that season. He had 62 home runs, 131 runs batted in. Injury played 2023. Okay, he only played 106 games. He only hit 267 that year, but he still managed 37 home runs. But last year, okay, once again healthy. Judge appeared in 158 games for the Yankees last year. Hit 322, 58 home runs, 144 runs batted in, 133 walks. And like I said, he is off to a strong start here for 2025. You look at Judge right now. Like I said, he's locked in at the plate, and he's trying to help the Yankees navigate through that jumbled American League right now. Why? Because nobody has really stood out for the most part, the American League, especially in the American League East. But nonetheless, even with all of that said, the Yankees still have a 3.5 game lead currently in the division over the Boston Red Sox. Baltimore's been a disappointment. Tampa Bay is kind of what we expected them to be. And Toronto, I'm not sure if we're going to get any sizzle out of them this season, but nonetheless, the Yankees are setting the pace in that division. And of course, in this current MLB format, just win your division, get to the postseason, and everything else will take care of it. But nonetheless, what we have seen in recent years for Judge is he's a power hitter that hits for average. And I think as his career has progressed, he's become a better hitter, not just a power hitter, a better hitter. We have seen Judge open up his stance a little bit to help out that big 6'7" frame of his, getting more extension in the plate or at the plate in the zone, and it is working out. He's able to spray the baseball, not just a home run guy. He can get the base hits, he can get the doubles, and he can go out there and make things happen for this Yankee lineup. Judge is leading the way for the top offense in the American League right now. I mean, you just look at the seasons that New York has been getting so far from Trent Grisham and, of course, Paul Goldschmidt. Paul Goldschmidt, the veteran first baseman, former MVP himself. And Goldschmidt is a professional's professional, okay, both with his defense as well as his approach to the plate. And, of course, his presence is helping Judge in this lineup. And, of course, there were some questions coming into the season for the Yankees after Juan Soto left to join the New York Mets. How would that affect things? Clearly, it's not affecting anything for Aaron Judge, because Aaron Judge is a quality hitter. And like I keep saying about Juan Soto with the Mets, we're starting to see him get it going. And I think before the season's done, Juan Soto is going to have a typical Juan Soto type season. But nonetheless, getting back to Aaron Judge. The cream always rises to the top. And for Judge, it's one of those, it doesn't matter who's in the lineup or who isn't in the lineup. He's going to go out there and he's going to take care of his business right now. And of course, the fear that he puts in opposing pitchers. So you look at Judge right now, and he is quickly climbing up the all-time list for the Yankees as far as home runs, and he has a potential to pass Alex Rodriguez as he continues to creep up on that all-time list. He's currently in the top 10 for the Yankees in home runs with 330. And you look at this and you say, well, will Judge be able to keep this up? Definitely for the home runs, definitely for the RBIs. 400 is the holy grail when it comes for baseball. Okay. I mean, George Brett flirted with it in 1980. Tony Gwynn flirted with it, a couple of times during his career. But you've got to go back to Ted Williams, the great Ted Williams, to find the last time that somebody was able to hit 400 for a season. It's going to be difficult. And I think, let's just say, for the sake of argument, let's say Judge is hitting like 385 by Labor Day or maybe 390. It's going to be one of those, the media attention that he is going to get could just possibly wear him down. I'm just saying, throwing that out there hypothetically, but nonetheless, we got to wait and see. I mean, the wear and tear of the MLB season, it's a long journey. 162 games is a long physical journey on the body. So let's see what Judge has in the tank. Batting average wise, I think he'll probably dip, like I said, somewhat, but he's going to be in the high to mid threes, probably around 350 or 340 at this point. But I think the home run totals are going to be there. I think the RBI totals are definitely going to be there. And I think we're looking at Judge having a good chance to go out there and hit 60 once again. And if Judge were to hit 60 home runs again, he would join Mark McGuire and Sammy Sosa as the only guys who have done it multiple times for the MLB careers. Babe Ruth came close. Okay, of course, not as many games back then for the Babe, but nonetheless, Aaron Judge has an opportunity to be in some rare air when it's all said and done. And I think we're seeing, and what we're seeing in the last couple of years from Judge, I think we're seeing, if you want to call it a rebirth, if you want to say Aaron Judge 2.0, and the reason why I say it is this: Aaron Judge chose legacy to stay with the Yankees. He had a good deal on the table with the San Francisco Giants to return to California, where he's from. But you know what? He chose his legacy. And you look at what he is morphing into, and he is morphing into one of the Yankee greats. And I'm not going to say an all time great yet because there's still an incomplete on his career. And also, on top of that, the Yankees have a who's who of all-time greats who have played for that franchise over the years. But nonetheless, Judge is definitely morphing here in the second part of his career. You ask yourself, if Judge stopped playing right now, would he be a Hall of Famer? He's working on it. I will definitely say that much. We're talking about a two-time MVP, 293 career hitter, just over 1,000 hits, 330 career home runs. Like I said, he's still, got to add to that resume. But I will say this: a two-time MVP already. The only multiple time MVP award winners who have not gotten into Cooperstown: Dale Murphy, Barry Bonds, Alex Rodriguez, and Juan Gonzalez. Okay. But when it's all said and done, I think if Judge continues on the track that he's currently on, he will be in Cooperstown when it's all said and done. So if you're Judge, you help the Yankees, win a series against a good Seattle team. You just took 2 out of 3. You took 2 out of 3 against the Athletics, almost said Oakland. And at the end of the day, it's all about winning series. The Yankees have won their last 3 series. They won the series against San Diego, won the series against the A's, and of course now they just won the series against Seattle. Got to travel back from the West Coast before the media circus begins for this weekend. And of course, the Yankees will be welcoming the New York Mets to the Bronx. And of course, the Yankee Boo Birds are definitely going to be out to greet their former teammate in Juan Soto. Our former, the fans rather, are going to be out to boo Juan Soto. I don't know if the players, really feel any way, if ands, or buts about it, but nonetheless, it's going to be must see TV for the entire weekend in the Bronx. Guarantee you, a lot of people want to see Judge shine, and some, of course, Yankee fans don't want to see Soto shine. I totally get it, but nonetheless, Judge is a guy who goes about his business. I'm sure he's not going to be phased by things. I'm sure Soto isn't phased by things either. But nonetheless, the media is going to have their way with it. But nonetheless, Aaron Judge, in my opinion, is going to keep on doing what he is doing. Strong start to this season. I think Aaron Judge definitely has what it takes to get the Triple Crown this year. I think Aaron Judge definitely has what it takes to be the MVP. And I'll tell you like this: if Judge hits for the Triple Crown, he will be the MVP. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But nonetheless, Aaron Judge is becoming the total package as a hitter for the New York Yankees. To me, I think the only thing that was standing in his way previously of winning more MVPs was when Shohei was with the Angels. Of course, Shohei is now in the National League with the Dodgers, but nonetheless, it's Aaron Judge's MVP to lose. I don't think he loses it, barring injury. And of course, as the bat of Judge goes, so do the fortunes of the Yankees. But folks, that is going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank each and every one of you for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. And as always, I want to take this time to thank you for checking us out. And if you like what you heard and saw, please feel free to hit that like button as well as subscribing to this channel. Like I always say, greatly appreciated. Also, if you're on the X, formerly known as Twitter, please feel free to follow me at 300 Pounds of Sports. And like I always say, if you follow me, it'll be my pleasure to follow you right back. There's also the sports discussion group on Facebook at the Sports Depot 365. Now you can check it out. Drop a line and be a part of one of the better sports debating sites going on social media. And just like it is for the X, you can also check me out on Instagram at 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge. You give me that follow, and I'll give you that follow right back. But until next time, fine folks, my name is William Martin. I am signing off, and I'm saying thanks once again for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. Be well, everybody.